جينا نعيدكم بالعيد بنسألكم ليش ما في عنا لا عيال ولا زينة يا عالم أرضي محروقة أرضي حرية مسروقة زمانها عم تحلم عم تسأل الأيام وين الشمس الحلوة والرفوف الحمام يا عالم أرضي محروقة أرضي حرية مسروقة
בשבילכם בידיים האלה, אתם אומרים חבים דם על הידיים? אני הרגתי בשבילכם יותר מ-40 איש! רצחתי! אף אחד לא מטפל בי! ואני מתעונן! אני צועק, אני משתין בלילה מפוסט טראומה! הוא בא אליי והוא אומר לי, למה הרגת אותי? למה הרגת אותי? אתה יכול לתפקד ככה ביום אחרי שיש לך ימים כאלה? אתה יכול לאכול? אתה יכול בכלל להצליח בכם?
Wel heb ik een vraag. Hebben Palestijnse levens eenzelfde waarde voor ons? Kennen wij ook de namen van hun dode baby's, hun vernederde grootouders en vermoorde kinderen? Kennen wij hun individuele dromen, vrienden, schoolrapporten? Palestijnse levens worden doorgaans per aantal genoemd. 48 doden, 1200 gewonden. Geen namen, maar nummers. En dit geeft aan hoe wij ons mededogen verdelen. Want ook Palestijnen worden levend verbrand. Ook Palestijnse dorpen kennen pogroms, uitgevoerd door Israëli's. Palestijnse kinderen worden gemarteld, zitten jaren gevangen zonder aanklacht of hulp. En dit gebeurt generatie op generatie, al meer dan 75 jaar. En misschien zijn we daardoor immuun geworden. Het zijn voor ons geen mensen, het is verzameld leed. Houdt het dan nooit op. Maar voor mij is het familie. En ook ik denk, houdt het dan nooit op. Alleen heb ik het over de blinde steun aan een voor mij overduidelijk systeem van apartheid en etnische zuivering. Premier Rutte zei na de Hamas-aanslagen: we hebben niet zo heel vaak meegemaakt dat dit conflict zich richt op heel gewone mensen. Kennelijk ziet hij Palestijnen niet als gewone mensen. Maar ze zijn er. Wij bestaan.
So a couple of facts. I'm American, I'm Jewish, my family lives in Israel. I just lived in Israel for the last 4 months. I got back 2 weeks ago.
You dodged the bullet there.
Literally. So what I think everyone who's never been to Israel and to Palestine don't really understand. You don't really understand until you go to the territories around the West Bank and around Gaza and you're close up and you see the wall. And when you see the surveillance and when you see cameras pointed towards the settlers, just a couple, and then you see thousands of cameras pointed towards the West Bank and to Palestinians, and those cameras are pointed into their homes. Into their homes. Like not just the streets, not the public areas, straight into their homes, into their backyards, on their rooftops. I mean, until you see it and you see that there are, on the checkpoints, there are autonomous weapons loaded and ready to shoot someone based on video footage, and that those autonomous weapons are pointed on one side. Like, I don't think people understand what occupation means.
First of all, the ANC was a terrorist organisation and Nelson Mandela was a terrorist. And then you can say Yasser Arafat and the PLO, they were terrorists. Mr. Heaton-Harris, this didn't start on the 7th of October. Do the Palestinians have a right to defend themselves? Because the speak is, Israel has a right to defend itself. Did Palestine have a right to defend itself when land was taken from it, when people were dispossessed, when houses were levelled, when UN resolutions on torture, on ethnic cleansing, on apartheid? Did the Palestinians have a right to defend themselves? Did they have a right to defend themselves when Israel turn on and turn off the electricity and stop food and stop medical aid long before this attack?
Well,
because,
let him answer, shall we?
Just one more thing, right? There are 600 Palestinian children buried under the rubble at this moment in time. There are over 500 Palestinian children dead, and there are 500 Palestinian children in jail, 150 of them minors. Hostages, hostages. The children under the rubble are hostages. The children in the jails are hostages.
Over 5 days earlier this month, Israel attacked and bombed Gaza 323 times. 10 civilians were killed, 1,100 people displaced. More than 150,000 Palestinian civilians have been killed or injured in Gaza and the West Bank since 2008. 33,000 of those were children. The EU stands by and watches this happen and calls Israel our friend. We construct houses and schools in the West Bank. The Israelis come and destroy them. We cannot consider ourselves a union of values and continue to call Israel our friend. We need to have this conversation, but in light of the time constraints that we are now already under, and the positive remarks by some of the other groups that they will facilitate a full and necessary debate on this in June, I'll withdraw it on that basis.
Taoiseach, you said it is not okay for Israel to attack civilians, attack civilian infrastructure, to threaten to starve the people of Gaza. It most certainly isn't okay. It's a war crime. The Israeli government have brazenly, publicly and openly declared their intention to commit a war crime and have commenced that war crime against the people of Gaza, saying that they intend to starve of food, electricity, water 2.2 million people. That is a war crime under the 4th Geneva Convention. They are raining down thousands of the most sophisticated missiles known to humanity onto the most densely populated area in the world, carrying the certainty that almost every missile will incur civilian casualties, will and are destroying the infrastructure, the water infrastructure, the energy, making Gaza uninhabitable.
An open-air prison where 2.2 million people live, almost half of whom are children. They are now without food and water and electricity and fuel, and they are being bombed. They are being rained down on with white phosphorus. They are trapped. This is genocide. As Jewish New Yorkers, we are here to say, not in our names.
With Fox News is Zionist news. Corporate Zionist news. You're full of shit. That's what you are.
I just want to ask you,
do you
care about the babies that were beheaded?
No, they were never beheaded. That was a made-up story. It's not true. It's bullshit. Show me the fucking pictures now.
So what do you
Show me the pictures. You're a lying full of shit. You're full of shit. You and Fox 5 News is full of shit.
Do you think that what happened this weekend is okay?
It is okay because it's international law. Resolution 242 says when an occupying force has the right to come in, when they occupy your country, you have a right, any means necessary, to defend your country with violence.
Nuestra voz para denunciar. اليوم نريد أن نرفع صوتنا لإدانة ما تقوم به إسرائيل من إبادة جماعية مبرمجة في قطاع غزة، وتركت مئات الآلاف من الأشخاص بدون كهرباء ولا طعام ولا ماء، وتقوم بعمليات قصف للمدنيين، فيما يعد عقابا جماعيا ينتهك بشكل خطير القانون الدولي الإنساني، ويمكن اعتباره جريمة حرب. إزاء ذلك لا تقوم الولايات المتحدة والاتحاد الأوروبي بغض الطرف فحسب، بل إنهما يشجعان دولة إسرائيل في سياسة التفرقة العنصرية والعدوان التي تمارسها، والتي تنتهك حقوق الإنسان بصورة خطيرة.
Palestina,